My name is Helen, and I'm 68 years old. I never thought I'd share something like this publicly, but what happened that afternoon changed how I see myself, and my entire past. It was a quiet Thursday. The kind of day when the air feels still and everything moves just a little slower. I had just finished folding laundry and sat down in my armchair with a warm cup of tea. I wasn't expecting anyone. My phone buzzed, but I ignored it. Lately, I'd been doing that more, disconnecting. I had spent decades putting everyone else first. I was a mother, a wife, a caregiver. I played so many roles that I somehow forgot about Helen. I used to love painting, reading mystery novels, walking through antique markets, but all of that slipped away with time. Life became about routines, about responsibilities. Joy became something I gave to others, but never quite kept for myself. Then that afternoon, I heard a knock on the door. It was my neighbor's son, Michael. He's in his 30s and had been helping out around the neighborhood. "Just checking in on you, Miss Helen," he said with a boyish smile. I invited him in for a glass of lemonade, more out of politeness than anything else. I wasn't really used to visitors. We sat in the living room, chatting about books, favorite places to visit, silly stories from his childhood. And then, out of nowhere, he looked around my home, paused, and said something that stopped me cold. "You know, you've got this glow about you. Like someone who's still got a lot of life to live." I froze. I laughed nervously. "Oh, I'm just an old lady now." But he shook his head. "No, seriously. You have stories to tell. You have spark. Most people just exist, but I can tell you really lived." And in that moment, I realized something. For years, I had let the world tell me I was finished. That my time had passed. That aging meant shrinking. But here I was seen, truly seen, for the first time in years. And not for being someone's wife, someone's mother. Just for being me. That evening, after he left, I went to the hallway mirror and looked at myself. Not to check my hair. Not to find a wrinkle. But to really look. My eyes were still sharp. My spirit still intact. My heart? Still full of dreams. And that night, I pulled out my old canvas set from the closet. It had dust on it. But the colors were still there. I stayed up painting until nearly 2 a.m., something I hadn't done in over 20 years. I didn't paint anything fancy, just a sunflower. But it felt like breathing again. Since that day, I've started doing more things just for me. I take long walks by the lake. I read in the mornings instead of checking the news. I paint at least once a week. And every time I do, I remember who I was, who I still am. Sometimes, all it takes is one unexpected voice, one kind sentence, to awaken something we thought was lost. I'm not trying to be young again. I'm just trying to be present. To live these years as fully as I can. And now, I look forward to each morning. Not for what I have to do, but for what I get to feel.